Hello everybody. I get a lot of questions about what I feel is the best way to condition or take care of your rawhide tack. Because we all know a lot of dirt, grime, and horse sweat, mud, dust may get caught up in our rawhide gear. And if I have to clean like a headstall or a set of reins, or if I have to do a bozal, it's pretty much all the same process. I take a little bit, usually like I'd say lukewarm water, not hot, but not cold either, where you can easily dip your hand in it. To me, that works the best. And then, never ever throw away a toothbrush. Or, if your wife gets something new to wash the dishes with, kind of like a little brush, it's somewhere in between a brush or a bristle or whatever you want to call it, that's what I use. I take the lukewarm water and I use glycerin saddle soap. I'm not sure for my American friends that you can find this brand over there. Works pretty good for me, but you got Phoebings and all these other brands that got it. And even a little dishwashing soap may do the trick just fine. And I lightly, get the soap on it and rub it. What doesn't come off rubbing with my hands, that's where I go to the toothbrush or the other brush to try to get the grime and the dirt off of it. Like for me personally, I like to work with allied gear made from what I call beefy string. I am not a big fan of the itty bitty tiny strings for my gear. To me, especially for the body, I don't think it gives the same feel to my gear that I'm looking for. One, two, I don't think it's very durable. And if it's like horsehide or kangaroo or even just calf hide, it may be real good, but if they go to sheep or goat or whatever, I personally feel that that doesn't work for horse gear. I got goat hides here, but that's more for like jewelry, like a bracelet or something else. Works very good. But for a piece of horse gear that's going to be used and a lot of times abused, I don't think it's a good option. Once I got all the dirt and the grime off of it, I hang it to dry. Now I think it's important that if you have a set of reins and or a headstall, doesn't really matter, but if you got any of these, then make sure they hang like they supposed to be on the horse's head. Like I would make sure that this headstall can dry like this, and I want to make sure that my reins are hanging straight. Now, this particular setup, you can see that it pretty much can hang straight. If not, I would undo the reins from the chains or the bridle bit in this case and hang it like that to dry for at least a day, but preferably a couple of days. Your bozals again, same deal. You know, make sure that they got a nice shape before you allow them to dry. Then you want to go and condition your rawhide, because with the soap, with the washing, chances are you took some of the natural chemicals. Let's put it that way. Those natural substances that are in the rawhide, they may be compromised, to put it mildly. So, of course, we got the Ray Hall's rawhide cream, and I've used it for years, and it's real good. But some years ago, they changed the recipe, and it smells different. It's got a different color than what it used to be years ago. And for me, I don't think this one works as good as the old one. But there's one guy from Huska, Oklahoma, by the name of Jay Edcock. And Jay makes this product now, which is very close to what the old Ray Hall's cream used to be, but I feel it's better. It's got about the same color as what the Ray Hall's cream used to look like. Smells more like it too. But anyway, at this point in time, I think this is by far the best rawhide cream that money can buy at this point in time. That being said, you know, we read in a lot of books, and you'll, especially like with a hackamore like this, which is like partly leather, partly rawhide, or if you have reins, partly leather, partly, let's say, a leather body with rawhide buttons on it. In pretty much all literature, it's said that what is good for the leather is bad for the rawhide, and vice versa. Which means that on your leather, to condition it, you want to get some kind of an oil on there, or some kind of a grease on there. If you do that on your rawhide, it'll, I'm not saying it'll destroy your rawhide, but it won't make it better. By the same token, a lot of the like glycerin saddle soap will kind of almost renew your rawhide a little bit. Don't exaggerate with it. You don't want any strengths that go lose or anything. But it's not particularly bad for rawhide, but it will dry out your leather. And the other thing is that the product that Jay Adcock at this point in time is selling, it conditions both leather and rawhide. So I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have this in the shop anymore, because it makes my life so much easier. And of course, I got a rag, and I use it primarily to, you know, when I washed my gear, to get all the excess soap and moisture off of it so it can dry evenly and it won't compromise any buttons or braids or whatever, because wet rawhide is malleable, as you know, and then it may hurt your gear. So that's basically it for now. Remember, never throw away something that your wife used to use to wash dishes, or a toothbrush. Make sure you got a nice rag, and get a hold of some J. Adcock rawhide cream. You can order it from Jay himself. I know, because I've seen it, that the Ben Jonson Museum in Pawhuska sells it too. I'm sure you can get it online either from the museum or from Jay. So that's basically what I wanted to say about, keeping or conditioning and cleaning your rawhide. Have a good day, y'all.